Hey everyone, Gamer Dad here. It is the 12th of October, and we just had Citizencon on the weekend from CIG Studios for Star Citizen. And it was an interesting showcase, I would have to say. It was boring in places, it was interesting in other places, and I really enjoyed the ship part of it and the gameplay part of it, but the rest of it was pretty technical. And they didn't really do too much for actual gameplay and what's coming up. They actually tried to keep it really realistic, it seems like, so that they only showed us what could possibly be in game by the end of next year, it seems like, which is the pyro system. So I'd have to give them some credit on that. That they would actually restrain themselves to that and not talk about all of the. They had a couple concept ships, and they had a couple. You got to vote on a concept between a couple different concept ships, and then they did have a concept carrier ship, like a pocket carrier, I guess they call it, so you can carry a few ships. But other than that, they really didn't go too far into the theoretical. They went into what they are working on, what the tools they are developing, and what they can actually, like I said, put in game in the near future, in the next few patches, it seems like. So I hope that works out for them. I know a lot of people were kind of disappointed with the showcase. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to show you some things that I like best, and we'll go from there. I hope you stick around. Okay, so one of the most exciting things I liked in this showcase was they have been teasing this ship called the 400i, which is this one right here. And it's a ship made by Origin in game, and it's an explorer ship. And it's been finished for probably 4 to 5 months, I would think now. But they've kept delaying it, and they even had this funny little thing that they like made it invisible, and then they had people flying in it so that you couldn't see what they were flying in. But they said they had a cloaking system for the ship, so they kind of trolled us for quite a while with this ship. And now it was almost like unceremonial because they showed this clip and they were talking about the gameplay, and they were talking about the new missions that they were going to have. And then they were like, okay, let's see a mission. And then they just dropped us into this mission with this guy flying the 400i, and they didn't introduce it. They didn't really do anything to say that they were even going to show it to us. They just kind of showed it. So it's probably one of my favorite ships so far, just because it's got that cool look to it, of course, and it's an explorer ship. I like explorer ships, and I want to do that in game. I want them to have a really good exploring system, and I hope they do. But I guess we'll find out. And so, anyways, they had this mission that they were showed us, and they walked us through a lot of the mission, and it was an interesting mission. They were picking up an artifact, and this is actually him running away from the mission now. Most of the mission was just him walking through the settlement and then picking up the piece at the end from the broker or whoever sold it to him. So, and this is him. This is the one scenario that they actually had him shoot the guy and take the thing and then run out, kind of thing. So he was shooting and running and trying to get away at that time. So they did some really cool things with this ship. You see the front there comes down with a little platform. That's actually where you get to put a hover bike. So a hover bike will actually fold up into the ship, and it's custom designed for that. And then that was the stairs going down right out of the. This is the actual hover bike spot. You can has a little window you can see in from it, on the inside. And yeah, they just put a lot of thought and detail into these ships. And I know it takes a long time for these things to come out, but when they do, I mean, they just keep getting better and better at it. And this is very, very cool, I think. See that with the platform down and the stairs down and everything. Like, that just looks cool. So, that is the 400i made by Origin. And this is just the overview of the interior. And yeah, they just do a really good job of it. And it's the only game that has ships of this detail. Like, there is no other game that I know of that you can walk around a ship and look at the things and use the lockers and open doors. Like, these are the most detailed ships in the gaming industry right now. And then they went on to the Banu Merchantman, which is a fan favorite for a long time and has actually been in development for years and years and years. I think this one is going over 3 years now, 4 years now. It's an insane amount of time. And they're just, right now, you can see they have the drawings and they have the working stuff like this. This is actually a little bay for the Banu fighter. So it's going to have its own fighter. It has some massive guns on the front here. And it's basically like a trader warship kind of thing, because these aliens actually use these ships as their defense as well in lore. So they're built as trader vessels that can defend themselves in a pretty meaningful way. These are the point defense systems for missiles and incoming missiles. And those two massive guns you saw on the front are some of the biggest that you can put on ships. And as you can see, it has multiple point defense systems, has a massive drop down on the front for a fuel scoop, and then that also doubles as a entrance for the main. These are supposed to be, they're almost like flying markets. So you'll have storefronts inside the ship, and you'll be able to carry your cargo and everything with you, and you'll be able to sell wares and everything inside your ship as you fly around the verse. So this is just a picture of the platform that comes down. They use a lot of Xi'an technology, I guess they call it, and it's basically levitation technology. So, you know, if you don't have to have it connected, you can have it levitate, and it just kind of works, right? But really cool technology and lore. So they have lots of their ships and lots of their things just levitate. They don't have actual support systems for it. They have a levitation technology they use. This is the overview when they were actually designing this ship from the first views. They, of course, everything in Star Citizen has been redone probably 2 to 3 times by now. And the things that they have promised in the beginning, like a ship like this, they, as they move along in development, they need to change the goalposts of the ships that are in concept right now. So this ship here, they made a concept of it, but that concept wasn't quite big enough. It always seems like the concepts are never big enough for the actual physicalized ship when they come together. So this is one of their final design passes, and they should be moving it into actual production and game pretty soon, I would think. We can only hope. We've been waiting on this one a long time as well. But long story short is Citizencon in its entirety was very long. It went for probably at least 7 or 8 hours, I believe. And a lot of it was technical. A lot of it was behind the scenes. And then a lot of it was technical talk, but then not really telling us where they were at. So in my mind, I would like to have them clarify a little bit as to when we could expect all of these things that they were talking about in Citizencon, like the server meshing, the server shards, all of the sound, all of the gameplay missions, all of the, like, when are we going to get pyro? When are they going to have the jump gates ready? They showed us a bunch on jump gates, but yet it didn't look like they had anything working for jump gates yet. So I hope they have in this next quarter some good progress before the big event in November. But then I also hope in the new year they give us some pretty clear points on where they want to go for this next year so that they actually tell us what's going on and how far they are. They never mentioned Squadron 42 at all. If you follow the project, Squadron 42 is going to be like the single player version of Star Citizen. It was the original Wing Commander vision that he had. So he hasn't said anything about that for almost a year, and the last thing he said about that was it'll be done when it's done. But then he also mentioned that he's moving to Europe this year to help finish it. So uh, I'm hoping, we're hoping it'll be here, and we're hoping they make good progress this year. So have a good one.